Okay, so today I actually collaborated again with MTAProdigy and Matt Kamper, and we put together a video about Deer Park. We actually did show them the Pine Barrens. It was a very warm day today. The sky was kind of hazy, but there was a nice breeze in the afternoon before it really got chilly later on in the evening. But we took this video in Deer Park because we have a new president, the Long Island Railroad, Phillip Eng, and he needs to know how important it is to, and I hope he will see what's going on here in the main line and fix it, because there is a lot of work to do, and we need to actually get started, but it's going to take time to improve things. So, I showed them the pine. We actually had a little walk in the Pine Barrens, and then we took a look at the Deer Park station, which is not in good shape, all right? Considering a station that a lot of trains and a lot of people used, there were numerous, and I mean numerous, more than you can count on both hands, rotten wooden ties, and there's a few pictures I took along the way of these ties, and even look at that, there's a missing, looks like a bolt is popping out. So a lot of really serious track hazards here at Mineola. I'm sorry, at Deer Park, because it's the main line. It doesn't get the attention that the pretty little Babylon branch gets, and therefore that's what happens. So this tie here, a lot of the numerous were really rotten through. I'd never seen tracks like this. It's just incomprehensible. This is the kind of neglect Nowakowski brought to the railroad, and it's going to take some time to repair this. But hopefully Phillip Eng will get started. And here's some video I took of some of these tracks, and you can see just how bad they are. This is the Ronkonkoma branch. A lot of people use this station. It's a key part of the railroad, but yet it is neglected. You can see there are some cracks in the concrete as well. And another rotten wooden tie, again. They were all over the place, literally. I'd never seen so many in one spot. You know this would have been fixed if this was on the Babylon branch, but no, because it's the Ronkonkoma line, Mr. Nowakowski views this as literally worthless. And when you see tracks like this, what else are you supposed to think? Thank God Mr. Nowakowski is out, but the damage he has done is going, like I said, going to take some time to repair, for sure, across the neglect across the entire railroad. And I feel, and I said in the video that they made, here we go, here's what I mean about that. That could cause a derailment right there. It looks like a serious hazard. But this is exactly what I mean about why Patrick Nowakowski, even though he's out, he needs to face charges for this kind of neglect, because it's discrimination against the railroad. It's dangerous. It's putting people's lives at risk. And we just cannot have this. Period. We just cannot have this. This is Deer Park, a station that is this station has so little facilities and is used by way more people than those stations in the Babylon branch, but yet gets treated worse. And there's something wrong with that. And on the way back, well, the main line lived up to its problematic self, and we had another problem with a vehicle on the tracks west of the station that luckily only resulted in a 20-minute delay, but really screwed me up. Well, I've taken a video here at the station tour with Matt Kamper and MTAProdigy up here. He's up here somewhere. And we're actually making a video because we are being delayed. We're here in Deer Park. We did a station tour in Deer Park. And we are being delayed here. Could be an accident on the tracks ahead of us. Oh yeah, I can actually see pretty good, actually. It's a pretty good straight line. I have a good zoom on my cameras. So let's see if I can see what's going on. I can't see. Yeah, it looks like something is up ahead. Not at the next crossing, but at the crossing after Carl's Road. There is I see some blinking lights down that way. So this train, this is the 750 from Deer Park, 730 from Ronkonkoma, and it's being held right here at Deer Park due to unauthorized vehicle on the tracks, and we are being delayed, and we don't know how long it's going to take to clear that. There are no updates on the Twitter feed, but that's what's going on. I see some lights down there. It's very windy out here right now. So yeah, we are stuck. We are stuck in the Pine Barrens, right here in Deer Park. So. Well, the train is proceeding about 18 minutes behind schedule.
Yep. It was already late by 4 minutes.
Yeah. And we are moving very slowly here. through the dark pine barrens.
This is like 10 minutes.
It says Ronkonkoma westbound, 17 minutes late.
Because of an unauthorized vehicle where?
Because of it says earlier police activity at Deer Park. That's what it's saying. There was police activity at Deer Park.
What police activity? That's
that's not right at all.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I should be getting that email in a sec, I'm sure too. I apologize, everybody. John just...
Well, things are not going to, be fixed overnight. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's going to take time to get things back to normal. Nowakowski is going to... Alright, we got more problems. Now I'm doing a video. Yeah, 722 from Penn is being delayed at Mineola due to police activities, so we don't know if there could be another service suspension on the main line coming. Let's see.
And 708. 708 train from Penn to Ronkonkoma, 16 minutes late. So the issue is not...
Alright, so it's like...
I don't see that. Hold on.
No, it just came out.
There it is, yeah.
29 seconds ago.
Yeah. It's on the move. So I don't know what the police activity was. Maybe another car on the tracks for all we know, This is why you got to get rid of these damn grade crossings.
Yeah, elevate the main line. Elevate the main line.
Yep.
That's actually so
It's actually delaying. It is?
To the schedule.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, probably going to have it leave ahead of us. Knowing how stupid they are. We'll see.
Who are you taking a picture of?
No,
Oh, just the sign.
Oh.
Don't worry, you're not in it.
Hicksville?
Yeah, Hicksville.
Nope.
Hicksville.
I'm trying to show the fact that this train is not accommodating me, basically.
Oh no.
Hicksville.
If the Huntington train is, where are we?
Just about at Hicksville.
We're just about if the
Huntington train left already.
It left already. So what's going to happen now is they're going to make people wait and want to go to Mineola a whole hour for the next train because they won't add a stop at Mineola for us.
Or take nice bus.
Mineola. I live in Mineola. It's a major stop, and this train doesn't stop there, which is screwed up.
It's some bullshit.
It is. See, they didn't hold it. It's right ahead of us, but they didn't hold it.
Depending on what's the next one. Oh, next one's probably
The next stop is Hillside.
Sport Facility.
So this train will not be stopping at Mineola to accommodate us because we were delayed. I do not think it will.
I'll be highly shocked if they said, please stay on this train.
It should because the train is ahead of us. It's ridiculous. There's another train ahead of us. Why can't they stop
And
at
that's a
Mineola?
Huntington train across the platform.
Oh, that train going toward Huntington.
Yeah.
I just want to get the announcement.
This station.
Yep, Hillside Source Facility. So they will not accommodate us, and they're making everybody who wants to go to Mineola wait a whole nother hour. But I won't be waiting a whole nother hour. I'll be taking nice bus. They're treating Mineola like crap, but hopefully with the new president, things are going to change. It's just wrong. It's just wrong that you guys won't stop at Mineola to accommodate us. It is wrong. It really is. That's what it is. But hopefully things will change with the new president in town. It is absolutely. Mineola is a major stop. How could you not? And the thing is this. The Huntington train is directly ahead of this. It's not like they're going to lose any time. But nope. That's it. Will you look at this? What is wrong with this picture? Why is a man whose name is on trial right now for corruption, why is his name on top of a taxi? Why is it still there? It's unbelievable. The taxis owe a tremendous amount of gratitude to Ed Mangano because he's brought with him a windfall of business because of the cuts and destruction he made to the bus system under NICE. So they owe endless gratitude to him, and there you go, folks. So that is a great example of corruption, a perfect example of corruption, actually. They thank Ed Mangano because they've got stranded people to rip off, and they do it every day. These guys, they're crooks. Well, this is one of the wonderful things about dealing with Nice Bus. There was supposed to be a 22 that was supposed to come right now, and it just disappeared, and the next one pops up. So, I don't know. There's another 24. There's a 24, so I'm going to have to take that. Springs back living in Westbury. I mean, how the fuck do you not have a train stop in Mineola? It's like a major station. This is absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, I don't know what happened here. We'll see. I might have to take the 24. Everybody's waiting for this 22. It's not going to show up. They're going to have to wait a half an hour for the next one because it just went missing. So it's 8:46, 22 just went missing. It's not going to come. So, I mean, Nice is still unreliable. And, you know, you get it from Nice, you get it from the railroad. I mean, it's you know, what gives you, you know? They want you to take that Ed Mangano taxi. That's what they want. Cuomo, he is a little mafia screw job, just like Mangano. Need to be in jail, too. That's what they want you to take. Taxis. Hopefully this 24 shows up. Otherwise, I gotta wait for the 922. It's ridiculous. Guys, this is absolutely ridiculous. Oh, and this is another Ed Mangano taxi I saw the other day. Whatever this company is, they seem to really, you know, the guy is on trial. He's on trial, man. He's a criminal. Why do you still have his name up there? That means you're a criminal, too. Let's see, these taxi companies, they're criminals, too. So I wound up taking the 24, and got a little delayed, not too bad, but you can see a bad accident on Old Country Road. We actually had a detour down 2nd Off Boulevard. I want to go over the train service this weekend and next weekend, the service levels, and how ridiculous it is. So these are the service levels between 6 a.m. and midnight each day, Saturday and Sunday, at various stations that I've picked to illustrate my point. So you can see Mineola gets 63 trains. All right, Hicksville gets 78 trains. These are both east and west. But look at this. Bellmore gets more trains than Mineola. Something's really wrong there. When Bellmore gets more trains than Mineola, and Babylon gets even more trains. Babylon gets just as many trains as Hicksville, which is ridiculous because Hicksville is way busier of a station. Babylon is overserved. Bellmore is overserved. Mineola is underserved. All right, and this is counting the Oyster Bay trains that are connecting up with those hourly Huntington trains eastbound. For instance, the Huntington train will come in at 01. And then the Oyster Bay train comes in a couple minutes later. They more or less, the connection, basically what it is if you're, let's say, the way it is right now, going back and trying to go home to Mineola from Penn Station, with this hourly service, you'll have to leave, get on that Huntington train, the local Huntington train that makes all stops after New Hyde Park, at 22 minutes past the hour out of Penn Station. And if you want the Oyster Bay train going east that stops at Mineola, you'll have to leave on a train at 25 minutes past the hour at Penn Station. So because of this, the reality is it's really almost one train. So when we subtract those eastbound Oyster Bay trains, this is what we get. And here Mineola gets way less service than Hicksville. And way less service than even Bellmore and Babylon. And Mineola is much busier than Bellmore and Babylon. Much busier station, yet it is getting shortchanged with the service. And this is something that Mr. Eng now has to address, is fixing these weekend track work schedules. And if it means having to cut back service on the Babylon branch, then by all means, that's what needs to be done. You know, they may whine the most. They may be the whitest branch. They may be the snobbiest branch, but this is about service here. And when it comes to ticket sales, this data is backed up by that. We are going to look at ticket sales data. I believe this is from 2014, and it's kind of old. And I put this graph together to make a point here. These are the total transactions within a year at various stations. And you can see Hicksville by far is the busiest, over 1 million transactions for ticket sales in 2014 at Hicksville. All right, Mineola second busiest. All right, 989,210. All right, look at how much less Bellmore is way down here. See what I mean about Bellmore and Babylon getting overserved? Look at how much fewer people use these stations, yet they are getting much more service compared to stations on the main line per person. And this is something that has to be addressed by the new administration at the Long Island Railroad. And, you know, we have to make decisions, and the service needs to be rerouted to the main line. And there needs to be, for instance, this weekend, we're going to talk about that. So yes, Phillip Eng, you have a lot of work ahead of you. You know, the snobs aren't going to like it, but you have to do what's right, and you have to, you know, because they don't use. This is what your typical Babylon branch states, like Bellmore. It's empty, and they get way more trains than than Mineola. Something is very wrong. Mineola is an important station, and being that Mr. Eng grew up here, I'm really hoping this is where the priority should be given. And I think that there needs to be some service reductions on the Babylon branch, the combination of flyers, and most important of all, improvements to service on the main line, improvements to our infrastructure. This is the heart of Long Island. We have a commercial base here. We have many people who use these lines that run along the main line. Hicksville, Mineola, Deer Park. This is where the priority should be. And hopefully Mr. Eng will see that. But we still have to keep talking about it until things start changing for the better.